Good morning, everyone. All the online students, is that the screen is visible? All the online students, could you please everyone respond in the chat window? I request all the online students need to respond in the chat window. Right. Perfect, guys. Okay. Let's get started then. So the one we have been discussing about these particular aspect of AI concepts here, right? So in the previous session, we just got very basic details of how exactly we got an AI and the basic terminologies related to that particular AI. In today's session, we'll get discussing about in more detailed of these particular aspect of AI main components, and it will be taking with these particular subcomponents. We can say that AI key components here. If I just go with this particular one, which I will be mentioning that this particular aspect of components. These particular components we can mention that main, and it will be taking with sub. So looks like today and even like the next session also, it will be able to have some theory concepts only before getting started into the practical. Before getting started into the practical, first we have to clear about these particular terminologies and these particular theory concepts here. After that, we'll be moving into that particular practical concept. Okay. To understand these particular main components and which we will be able to go with these particular subcomponents, I have been documented or I have been generated that particular one image. Let's go with in referring that particular image here. Okay. That particular one, uh, let me show it. Let me open that. Yeah, this. Okay. Right. Which I will be taking with AI key components here. So these particular one have been documented in a PDF file. Previously, I got uploaded the PDF file related to the playwright. In your respective Google Drive related to the playwright, you got in a PDF file. Similar to that, now I'm uploading the PDF file related to this particular AI. Related to that particular AI, I'm just uploading that particular PDF file. The one who has been already collected that particular hard copy of the material. The one who has been collected hard copy of the material, you will be able to see these details also. In the hard copy of the material, you will be able to have everything together, including your manual testing, playwright automation, and then AI concept. Everything it has been documented in that particular hard copy of your material here. Okay, right. Now, see that. So I just uploaded that particular notes also in the same PDF file. You will be able to see this particular image. So let's understand these particular AI key components here. So before getting started with the practical, you have to very clear about these particular components here. Okay, let's see that. Send that first I will be taking with these particular steps of first component is machine learning. See the name. The name itself, it is clearly mentioning that machine learning. See the small description. Teaches teaches machines from data to make prediction and to make decision. So you are teaching to that machine how it's need to be take the predictions or how it's need to be get take with the decision. The best example, let's go with this particular chart GPT. In these particular chart GPT, in this particular chart GPT, I'm just asking in a question saying that what is my institute name? What is my institute name? If I just click on enter, see the result. What is the result I'll get? See that. Very clearly, it has been saying that Suresh IT Academy. But the same thing, if you guys open your laptop and you can type the same thing in the chat GPT asking that what is my institute name, you will not be able to get an answer. It will say that not able to find the data. Because for the first time in my laptop also, it has been saying that don't have any data. Then I trained this particular tool saying that, so ChatGPT, remember my institute name as a Suresh IT Academy. So by that, it learned it. As I given that information clearly saying that remember it, it got remember. By that next time, whenever I'm asking it, it will be saying that the institute name is Suresh IT Academy. So this is what I will be taking with the machine learning. So that particular human being, how exactly the human being will be learning with the new things on day-to-day basis. Like every day, you will be learning with the new things here. So it can be related to the IT or it can be related to non-IT. Whatever it can be on day-to-day, you will be able to learn with the new things here. The same thing has been applicable for this particular aspect of machine learning. So how it will be able to learn it having different types of ML. So how it is able to learn it is having different types of the ML. One is supervised learning. What is that? Supervised. See the name. The name itself, it is clearly mentioned that supervised learning. Nothing but labeled data. The best example, you can visit the supermarket. Whenever you guys has been visiting that particular supermarket, so whenever you have been visiting that particular supermarket, there you will be entering into the grocery section. If you enter into the grocery section, for every item, every product, you will be able to see one label is attached. Right? So by seeing the label as a human being, we can easily get understand that what is that item is related to. The same thing done by this particular AI also. That particular AI tools also based on that particular label. Based on that particular label, it can understand that what exactly that particular product or that information is related to. That is what one type of learning which I will be mentioning that labeled data. Which I will be saying that labeled data. Then I will be taking with unsupervised. Unsupervised, you will be taking with the pattern. To understand the pattern, the best example, your mobile phones only. The best example, you will be taking with that particular mobile phones only. If you just open your mobile, you will be keeping with the pattern. Like how to unlock and then lock it, right? So to go with lock and it will be taking with the unlock, it will be keeping one particular pattern. Based on that particular pattern, it's need to be get able to unlock that particular respective device. Based on that particular one, which it will be taking with that particular respective of device. So here, it has been remembering the pattern, right? So whenever you are giving the pattern, correct pattern, then only it will unlock the mobile. Otherwise, it will not unlock. So it has been remembered whatever the pattern you mention. So that is also one kind of AI which it will be mentioning that unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning. Then he will be taking with reinforcement. That particular reinforcement he will be taking with trial and error. That particular reinforcement is which he will be able to go with that particular trial and error. First he will try with one particular option. If it is not working, he will be taking with another option. Okay, so this is what it will be taking with your first component, which it will be taking with machine learning. So that particular machine learning, so which it has been learning based on the input of the data, that learning options we got supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and which it will be taking with reinforcement learning. After that, another main component we got that particular NLP. See the full form here, natural language processing. That particular NLP, it will be mentioning the natural language processing. So it is one kind of regular language to communicate with any kind of AI tools, or it will be taking with that particular AI devices here, which has been used to communicate with any kind of that particular AI tools. It will be taking with that particular AI devices. As a best example, being in a human being, we are able to communicate with the other person by taking the help of the language of either Hindi or English or Telugu, whatever that one language you are using to communicate with the person. In the same way, it will be taking with this particular perspective of AI also, which it got in a component of that particular NLP here. Send that, like you got in a chat GPT, you want to give in a prompting, not only chat GPT. It can be Claude, it can be Perplexity, any kind of that particular AI tool, just you have to go with in providing that particular prompting here. So once I got provide that particular respective prompting, once I got provide that particular respective of prompting, right? So which will be able to provide that particular respective of prompting, based on that it will be giving with the result. So an example we got in a chatbot, Google Translate. Voice assistance is the best example. Like most of the time, you guys has been already using these particular devices, which will be taking that particular Siri, or it will be taking with Alexa devices. For example, you will be informing to the Alexa saying that it can play the song, or it can call to that particular number. It will be able to call to that particular number here. Right? Then you will be taking with another component that you will mention that computer vision. So which it is able to recognize the things here. To understand that particular computer vision, the best example you can consider your mobile only. If we just consider your mobile, in your mobile, some people will be keeping with the lock of the face lock. So once that particular face has been matching, once that particular face has been matching, then only it will take with unlock of that particular mobile here. So face unlock, it has to recognize that pattern. It's need to recognize that particular image. So that is what I will be mentioning that it will be taking with face recognition. With the help of this only, you will be considering self-driving car, medical image analysis. Even nowadays, in the medical domain also, this particular AI has been applying it. Not only the one particular industry, not only the one particular industry, everywhere it has been started applying these particular aspect of AI. It can be IT or which will be taking with the non-IT. Everywhere it has been started applying it. Then you will be taking with another component that you will be mentioning that robotics. So if I just go with this particular aspect of robotics, so with the combination of that particular AI, it has been able to perform all the required actions here. The best example, as a human being, what are the things we are able to do? The same thing it will be able to perform with the help of robots by connecting to that particular AI. Still, if you want to understand the best example nowadays in the market related to this particular medical domain, you may heard about the knee surgery, right? So if you look into that particular knee surgery, when you went to the hospitals, they will be saying that they have any two option. The knee surgery can be done by with robo, without robo. Did you guys heard about it? This knee surgery with robo and without robo? Anyone heard about these kind of things? Yes, right? Right. Exactly, guys. So there are maximum nowadays in this particular current market, in that particular knee surgery, they are saying that we have an option with the robo also. So rather than we are doing it, that particular robo will be performing, will be doing that particular surgery here. So the meaning is, as a human being, how we are doing that particular work, the same thing has been done by that particular robot. So how it is able to do based on that particular AI technology, so it can analyze, it can understand that what are the things it has to be doing. So that it will be taking with, it will be mentioning that which it will be taking with these particular robotics here. So it can go with that particular industries or it will be taking that particular delivery robots, surgical robots. So we were having different type of robots has been available. And finally, which I will be taking with the expert system. So slowly that particular AI usage has been increasing it, even that particular accuracy also increasing it. The way of the market will be compared in 2025 and which will compare in 2026, that will be able to have different type of accuracy has been increased it. So these are, it will be taking with the main components here. One, it will be mentioning that machine learning, which it will be taking with NLP, natural language processing. It will be taking with the computer vision and which it will be taking with robotics. And then we got expert system. Right? This is what I will be mentioned that you will be taking these particular steps here. And along with these particular main components, you will be taking with subcomponents. If I go with these particular respective of subcomponent, if I just go with these particular subcomponent, it will be having deep learning here, which I will be able to take these particular subcomponents. Under the subcomponents, you will be taking with that particular deep learning. See the name itself, it is clearly mentioned. The name itself, it has been clearly mentioned that deep learning. So that particular deep learning, it is mentioned that subset of ML. Deep learning is subset of ML. So which it will be able to use in taking that particular images like into more detail. That is the name itself, deep learning. Whenever it was comparing the image or generating the image, it's need to be generate including with the pixel. So it's need to be get go with in depth here. That it will be taking with the deep learning. Then you will be taking with that particular perspective of neural networks, which you will be taking with that particular perspective of neural networks here. If I'm just taking with that particular perspective of neural network, if I'm just taking with this particular perspective of neural network, so that particular neural network is which is equal to the brain, because the brain which is having connectivity of that particular total human body. If I'm taking with the brain is having that particular connectivity of it will be taking with that particular human body. Right? So this is what it will be mentioning that it will be taking with these particular perspective of it will be having. Right? So this is how you need to be get mentioning that it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. Right? So this it will be mentioning that it will be taking with this particular of which it will be taking with these particular steps. Right? And then it will be taking data. So this is the very most important which it will be taking with that particular perspective of the data here. If I just go with that particular perspective of the data, which it will be taking with this particular perspective of data. Data is very most important, right? For any AI tool, for any kind of that particular AI tool, that particular data is very most important. Because any AI tool without having with the data, it will not be able to perform anything. And that particular data also, it will not be storing it. That is what the main difference between Google search and then AI tools. When you consider that particular aspect of Google search, indirectly it will be storing all the data. But AI tools, they will not store the data, just they will access the data. So to access that particular data or database, there is a new concept called as a RAG, RAG. So what is that particular RAG that we'll be discussing now? So see the concept here. We got an subcomponents of deep learning, which we will be taking with neural network, and then it will be taking with this particular perspective of that it will be mentioning that data here. So that particular data, it will go in a different way, which you will be taking structured data or unstructured data. Different type of will be there that you will be having with data here. In the same way, along with the data, we got in a data science. See the name. The name itself is clearly mentioned that data science. So whatever the data is there, all that particular perspective of the data, you have to organize in the proper way. All that particular data, you need to be get organized in the very proper way. And along with that, while taking with that particular data, you will be taking with that particular model training. See that the meaning of this particular model training is which you will be feeding with the data. You will be feeding with the data means you need to be get go with. So feeding with the data, you need to be get provide all that particular input which need to be get provide that particular perspective of input. Right? So here to understand these particular concept, maybe you have been seen in the news channels or in the social media. In the news channels or you will be taking with the social media. Nowadays, if you cross check, especially for non-IT jobs, like the plumber or that particular electrician, or you will be taking with the housewife, everyone, all these particular people, whatever the work they are doing, while doing their work only, they are keeping the AI device on their head and then they are doing their work. Because whatever the work they are doing, that particular work has been captured by that particular AI. Did you heard about it, guys? Did you seen that? These things of kind of this AI model training also happened in the market. So maybe you cross check some of the social media or in case you can check in the news channels also. What they have been doing the AI models is they are designing one AI model. So that particular model, what it has been doing, it is able to take with in having with the training over everything it is capturing it. So every person on day to day, whatever the work they are doing, what are all the things they have been doing it, it will be taking with, will be having this step. Right? So because what will happen there, that AI device can capture each and everything. So how the human being has been doing it, the same thing they will try to replicate with the help of AI here. That is what we will be taking with that particular perspective of model training here. So we got deep learning, we got in a neural network, we got in a data, we got in a data science, model training, and then you will be taking with algorithm. Right. So if I'm just taking with that particular perspective of algorithm, if I'm just taking with that particular perspective of algorithm, so that it will help you that to take that particular decisions, because always algorithm will go with the decisions only, right? So whenever you are taking with that particular algorithm, so always it will go with based on that particular decisions. So how exactly it's need to be get take that particular decisions here. Based on that particular decisions, it's need to be get optimize the result. Related to that particular optimization, to understand this particular optimization, for example, today you can just go with in giving some prompt. For example, I'm asking that explain playwright. Explain playwright in simple terms. Then it will be explaining with the playwright. So what I can do is the same thing you can try for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, again that particular up to 1 week. Up to 1 week every day, give the same prompting, then you can compare the results of first day and last day. Definitely, you will be able to see the difference in that particular result. Definitely, you will be able to see that particular difference in that particular result. Because if we go with that particular perspective of the results, what will happen is when you're giving with the same prompting, day to day, it will be coming up with in optimizing that particular result. Optimization. That means it will reduce the result in a more technical format. Along with that, every AI tool will go with that particular speech recognition. That every AI tool will go with that particular speech recognition also. And then you will be taking with that particular perspective of planning and reasoning here. Based on that particular speech, it will be coming up with in planning what exactly the result need to be provided. So this is how we got any subcomponents. Still we got other things also available, but at least we need to be get understand these subcomponents here. And after that, I will be taking with the flow how exactly this particular AI flow will be working. If I'm just taking with this particular AI flow, first data collection, that is very most important. So data collection, that is what I will be taking with the most important. First, I will be taking with data collection. Based on the data you have been collected, it's need to be get prepared with the data. First, you will be collecting with the data from different sources, from that particular website or from that database connectivity or from the files. Different type of sources will be there. So from there, which you will be taking that particular data preparation. So organizing all that particular data, organizing all that particular data is very most important, which you will be able to go with data preparation. And then you will be taking with that particular model training, which you will be able to go with that particular perspective of model training here. So and then you will go with training and optimization, which you will be able to go with in train that particular model and optimize for better accuracy. So it will have any data available. Based on that particular data, that particular model will be building it. And for that particular model, it will be giving with the training and which it will be taking with that particular optimization. Then it will go with that particular result it will be getting, applying with the robot and it will be taking with the final result here. This is just an understanding of that particular flow, data collection, data presentation, model building, training and optimization, and which you will be taking with robotics, and finally will be coming up with final decision. So how all these things are working? To work all these particular things, you will be taking with the help of the regular example, which you will be taking with self-driving car, which you will be able to take with this particular regular example mentioning the self-driving car. If I just go with that particular perspective of self-driving car, first I will mention that computer vision. This is most important. First, it's need to be get recognized with this road. Road, that particular objects, lane, traffic, signals, everything it's need to be get recognized by taking with the component of computer vision. Based on that, this particular machine learning, it will be coming up with that particular prediction. Based on that particular prediction, it will be giving the instructions to that particular NLP. So that particular NLP, it will go with that particular robotics here. So and then finally it will be taking with the best route, and then it will be giving that particular one of, it will be taking with self-driving car here. Right? So this is how you will be able to go with this particular step. So in this way, you will be able to go with these particular steps here. So one you will be taking with computer vision, which you will be taking with machine learning. You will be taking with that particular NLP. You will go with that particular robotics, and you will be taking with that particular optimization and planning here. Right? So this is how you need to go with these concepts here. Just theory wise only, you are not worried about what is mean by all these things, these many things we have to learn, or these things we have to test it. You are not going to test any of these things here. So being an AI tester, our objective is not like just only having this AI basics here. We need to go with the more details related to the AI. That is the reason just we are looking into all these information. So you have to aware of these particular main components and subcomponents. Then going forward, it will be easy to get understand our further sessions here. Now, for this particular whole thing, you will be taking with this particular data collection and then taking with it the data preparation or data. Data is a very most important. To have all that particular data, you got a concept that you will be taking with this particular perspective of RAG. Related to the data only, this particular concept of RAG has been came into the picture. So let's have an overview what exactly this particular RAG. We are not worried about how to build with the RAG or how to develop the RAG, all those things. Just we have to understand that what exactly that particular RAG is related to and how exactly RAG has been came into the picture. Okay, right. Let's see that. Now, to understand this particular concept in very simple way, to understand this particular concept in a very simple way, let's go with the very generalized example. Assume that you have a library. Right. Just consider that we got a library. This is considered that one particular library. Now, in this particular library, in general, the meaning of library is that we'll be maintaining only one particular book or multiple books. Mhm. Is that we'll be maintaining that particular one particular book, or we will be taking with multiple books. Right. Multiple books, right? So which I will be able to go with that particular perspective of multiple books here. Right? So this is what it will be mentioning that it will be taking with this particular respective step, which I will be taking one particular library. Okay. Now you have a student. Right. Just see that which you have been considered as a one particular student. Right. So we have a library and it will be taking with the student. Now, as a student, you required a one particular textbook. It will be going to this particular library. Then it will be taking with searching for the book. When you're searching with that particular textbook in the library, is that it will take less time or it will take more time? Is it which it will be taking with that particular respective of less time or more time? Mhm. Less time or more time, guys? Mhm. Exactly, right? So it will take more time. So because as you are totally new to that particular library, even you are knowing about that particular library, so in that particular library, you will be having a number of books will be available. So we'll be going to that and then it will be searching it. Definitely, it will be taking with that particular perspective of more time here. Right? So now the student has been communicating, the student has been directly communicating with that particular library. So here, two things you have to understand. One thing, it will take more time. It will take more time to find the book, to find the book. One option. And another one, you will be considering that you will be taking with less secure. Another one is you will be saying that less secure because as a student, directly you was able to enter into that particular library, which you can consider that you will be taking with that particular less secure here. Right? So this is what I will be taking with the two things here. So first thing, understand the concept. Being in a student, you required one particular library, which I will be taking with this particular step. I will be mentioning that I will be taking with, okay. So which I will be taking with, I will be having these particular steps here. Okay. So this it will be having these particular steps here. So this is how it will be having with these particular respective of this particular one here. Right? So which it will be having these particular steps. Okay. Now the same thing how we can do. So the same thing how exactly we can do is see that. Rather than I was directly communicating to this particular library, what I will be doing is I will be taking with the help of this particular library admin. Assume that you got that particular library admin. Your library admin. So this time what you are doing, the same student, rather than directly searching for that particular textbook, he was communicating to the library admin. Library admin referring that particular library. Now for this admin, is that it will be taking with the less time or more time to find that particular textbook? For the admin, is that it will be taking with the less time or it will be taking with the more time to find that particular textbook? Less time, right? So which I will be taking with that particular perspective of less time. If we just go with that particular one, so that particular less time, it will be able to find that particular textbook. Now, two things he got it. One, you can mention that it will be taking with the less time, and which it will be taking with more secure, because student is not directly communicating it. Student is not directly entering into the library, that it will be having that particular more secure here. This is very simple general understanding. So we have a student need to be getting a textbook from the library. In a library, a number of books, thousands of books will be available. It will take some time to search it and get it, access it. But the same thing, what he can do is he can take with the help of that particular library admin. He can take with the help of that particular library admin. So by that, within a less time, he will be able to pick, and which he will be able to go with that particular perspective of he will be taking with no more secure also. The same concept applied in AI. Here, the student is nothing but equal to AI tools. The student is nothing but AI tool. Admin, this library admin is nothing but it will be taking with RAG. This library admin is nothing but it will be taking with RAG. And this particular library, which is nothing but it will be taking with database. So this particular one is database. Now in the AI tool, it will given a prompting. Previously, what happened is directly AI tool is communicating to the database, which we got in a very less secure here. That is the reason in the last year, most of the companies are not like very much interested to start the implementation of AI. But once this RAG has been came into the picture, now this particular RAG working as a mediator. Now, AI tool is not having any direct access for that particular database. So first it's need to be get connect with the RAG, and the RAG will be connecting to that particular library here. So by that, we got a more secure. And what this particular RAG will be doing, RAG itself, it is having its own database, that particular terminology, which it will be mentioning that it will be taking with vector database, which it will be taking its own terminology, that it will be taking with that particular vector database. So while working that particular vector database, you got in a format of 0 and 1. All the data, it will be converting into the 0 and 1 by having with one particular ID. So for every cell, it will generate. Now this is an a data AI database, right? So here it will be converting everything into the cell. For each and every particular cell, they will generate one particular ID. So by that, whenever you have been given with the prompting, according to that particular prompting, that particular AI tool, according to that particular perspective of prompting. Okay. So according to that particular perspective of prompting, that particular perspective of AI tool will be working that particular perspective of, right, according to that particular AI tool, which it will be working that particular prompting. Prompting will communicate to the RAG. RAG will be communicating to the library. Now, how it is able to give very accurate results? So it is looking into the database with the matching IDs. So internal structure will be there. I'm not discussing how it is converted into the vector database, how the ID will be generated. We are not worried about all those particular things here. So which it will be taking with that particular terminologies. So that particular respective terminologies, you have to aware of that. So in this way, you got a concept of this particular RAG here. Your very simple understanding. So there are a lot of other things are there, but in simple, in a easy way, you can take an example of that particular library very easily. You will be able to understand these concepts here. Right? So this is what you will be mentioning, that you will be working with these particular respective steps of AI key components here. Okay, right. Now the same thing I have been documented in the diagram. See that. If you just look into this particular diagram, first it is clearly mentioned. RAG is, I don't just answer. It is not answering it. It will take search and think and explain. So which I will be taking with this particular respective step. If we go with the simple definition, combines the power of search activity and AI generation to give accurate results here. So to get that particular perspective of accurate result, you will be taking with the help of the RAG. See that you're asking some question to the AI tool, that particular prompt what you have been given, that particular prompt has been converted into the number, text to number. That is what embedding. Whatever the prompt given, that particular prompt, it will be converted into that particular numbers. By that, that particular system very easily it can understand that particular numbers which it will be taking with 0 to 1. 0 and 1. So that particular 0 and 1 you will be taking with searching that particular database which it will be searching in that particular database. Then it will go with, based on that particular search activity, you will be able to see that particular top results. You will be getting that particular top results of data, which I will be able to get that particular top results of data here. And then you will go with in adding that particular prompt. According to that particular prompt, top matching results will be connected and then it will be generating with the answer. So the same example, what the library example have been given, documented. So while working this particular perspective of RAG, you will be taking with the main components is data source. Because it's required in a data. So when it's required in a data, it is to refer the different type of documents or database need to be connected. So it will be looking into what are all that particular data source. From there, it will be getting with the data. Then it will be taking into that particular embedded that RAG terminologies data injection pipeline. Then it will go with embedding model. So and then all that particular data with the respective of the RAG, it will be taking into vector database, which it will be taking into that particular vector database. Then from the database, you will be taking with in retriever. Then you will be taking prompting, having the concept of LLM. So all these are, you will be taking with main components of AI. Sorry, main components of RAG. So why RAG has been important? Because it has been using its own data. It's not like it is coming up with any prediction. which it will be coming up with its own data. So we can expect that particular accurate results here, and it will reduce that particular AI hallucination. Hallucination means it will be coming up with that particular predictions here, which it will be reducing that particular AI hallucination. And then not like mandatory of that you have to train that particular AI model with the respect of the database. So where exactly that particular RAG has been using in that particular related to the study customer support. So customer support is the best example related to the RAG. Like nowadays, there is no concept of the exactly human being is making any calls. We have all the AI calls only, so it will be giving the details here. So that it will be taking the customer support related to company documents or technical documentation, even related to the healthcare. So wherever it has been possible, we got an option in applying that particular aspect of RAG here. And then you will be taking with the final concept is if I'm just taking with this particular RAG, we can mention that search plus smart AI. Search activity RAG. Smart AI, the AI. So you are combining together that you will be getting with the RAG concept. So when you combine that particular together, you will be getting that particular aspect of RAG concept. So this is what you will be taking with these particular two concepts here, that key components of main components and subcomponents, and which you will be taking that particular RAG overview here. Next, we need to get understand the terminologies. AI terminologies need to be completed. Once we got understand that particular AI terminologies, then we'll be taking into the practical, which you will be taking with that you will be mentioning that you will be taking into that particular respective practical sessions of AI. So those particular things I will be discussing on Friday. All the online students, please be very clear. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, there is no session. 26th and 27th, there is no session. The next session is on 28th. Because tomorrow I have a demo session is there at 9:30. Definitely it will take more time to complete the demo. Because of that, I'm not able to take the session for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Because from tomorrow, we are starting with the new batch in the morning of 9:30 a.m. So 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. we have a new batch, but it will not be completed by 11 a.m. It will take more time. So that is the reason I'm not able to take the session for your batches, just only for 2 days, and after that it will be continued regularly. So on Friday, we'll be discussing about that particular AI terms. What exactly that AI terminologies are there, that we'll be discussing it. After that particular AI terminologies, then you will be taking with started that particular end-to-end prompting. So everything in a just maximum of that particular Friday and Saturday, you have to get comfortable in getting started using with the AI. Maximum of Saturday, you will get in a more comfortable in using that particular aspect of AI here. So that you will be understanding it. So which you will be able to go with that particular steps. Okay, so in this way, you will be able to have these two things here, which is already available in your PDF file that has been uploaded in that particular Google Drive. Just refer those particular things here. Okay, so on Friday, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, no session. Next session on Friday. Friday, I'll be discussing about these particular AI terms, AI terminologies. Clear, everyone? Right. Any questions? You guys can carry on your questions. All right? Okay. No more other questions, right? Okay then. Please take care about the things. Meet you on Friday. Okay. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, no session. Next session on Friday. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone.